Her voice was still echoing down the hallway when the silence finally closed around me. Accept my friendship with my ex or forget me. The door slammed after that ultimatum, but the words didn't leave. They burned. They twisted. They replayed with new edges every time I breathed. I stood there, not angry. Anger comes later, but listening to the house breathe, listening to the quiet she thought would break me. She expected begging. She expected panic. She always assumed I'd fold myself into whatever shape kept her comfortable. My phone buzzed on the table. One message. Don't overthink. It's harmless. Harmless. Amazing how a single word can expose a fracture years in the making. Amazing how calm I felt as everything began to slide into place. Every memory, every shift in tone, every small lie I had excused. Her late nights, her phone flipped screen down, those too careful smiles, the way she studied me, hunting for guilt she hoped to find before I found hers. I walked to the bedroom. Her perfume still lingered, sweet, synthetic, masking something beneath it. My hands didn't shake. My thoughts didn't scream. They whispered. So this is where the real story begins. Later that night, she slipped into bed like nothing had happened. Her back pressed against mine, cold, stiff, pretending to sleep. That was when I knew. Not because she demanded I accept him, but because she was certain I still would. Conflict didn't explode. It spread quietly inside my ribs like a bruise deepening under the skin. Accept him or forget me. A choice she thought she controlled. But she forgot who I was before I let myself become the man she molded. She forgot I solve problems by removing noise, not dancing around it. She forgot I do not chase people determined to drift. She moved through the next days with practiced innocence. Too cheerful, too affectionate, touching my arm to check if I was still tethered, still predictable. But her eyes betrayed her. Darting toward her phone, checking timestamps, waiting for messages she prayed I wouldn't notice. I didn't confront. I didn't accuse. I watched. One morning, she showered without taking her phone. Her mistake, not my intrusion. I lifted it. One pin chat. A name she swore meant nothing. Her ex. The messages weren't explicit. They were worse. Emotional. Familiar. Intimate in the way only old lovers can be. Inside jokes disguised as nostalgia. Compliments disguised as memories. Promises disguised as accidents. All while she kissed me goodnight. All while she preached honesty. A faint smile touched my lips. Not from satisfaction or fury, but from clarity. Physical betrayal hadn't landed yet, but emotional betrayal was already rooted, and that kind cuts deeper. So I observed patterns. Hours of chatter between them. Deleted messages still recoverable. Late night calls labeled insomnia. Every detail was a thread, and I tugged each one gently until the whole thing unraveled. The final piece arrived 2 nights later. A synced backup. Voice notes, giggles, plans to meet, old emotions resurfacing, confessions painted as catching up. She told him she wished I was more like he used to be. He told her she'd always be the chapter he never finished. They thought they were discreet. They weren't. When the picture was complete, I didn't confront her with rage. I waited until she passed me in the kitchen. Do you love him? I asked. She froze. Her throat tightened. Her eyes flickered wildly. She blinked too fast. 1 heartbeat. 2. Then, where is this coming from? I held up my phone, the backup open on the screen. I didn't point. I didn't scroll. I just let her see her own truth looking back at her. She crumbled instantly. Tears spilling, apologies falling apart. A dramatic collapse to mask the fact she'd been caught, not remorseful. I studied her like a scientist watching an experiment fail. She reached for me. I stepped away. Closure, I thought. Interesting idea. But this wasn't closure. This was revelation. I didn't yell. I didn't argue. I didn't negotiate. Easy choice, honey, I said quietly. She looked confused. But she wouldn't be for long. By morning, I was gone. My side of the closet empty. My drawers cleared. My car gone from the driveway. Her messages came fast, then frantic, then unhinged. Where are you? Please talk to me. We can fix this. I didn't mean it. Please, please, please. I let the texts stack without opening them. Hours later, I sent one line. Who are you? Because the woman I loved vanished the moment she asked me to make space in our marriage for another man. What remained was a stranger wearing her face. A stranger who assumed I would stay. A stranger who believed loyalty meant self-abandonment. Free of her weight, I watched the road open ahead of me, detached, clear. And when her final message, please answer, blinked on my screen, I let it stay unread. I didn't owe a stranger an explanation. Not anymore.